Welcome to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Big shout out to the sponsors of the channel. My boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And my boy Matt. Definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, this is a video that I personally wanted to do. Just wanted to say rest in heaven to Patrick Day. Unfortunately, he passed away due to injuries that he sustained in a fight against Charles Conwell that was on DAZN, and he suffered a 10th round knockout loss. He was carried out on a stretcher, and he just couldn't recover from his injuries. I just wanted to take the time to send my condolences to his family, to his friends, to his loved ones, to the boxing community that's hurting. The person that he faced in the ring, Charles Conwell, want to send prayers out to him and his family and all that were affected by this situation. And when things like this happen, unfortunately, in this world, it gets acknowledged for like a day or two, and then people just go back to what they were doing. And situations like this always need to be in the front of our minds and not in the back of our minds, because as boxing fans, whether you're a hardcore fan or a casual fan, we give our opinion on the sport, the fighters, the people around the sport. But the number one goal in boxing for a boxer is no different than the goal of a hustler in the street. Your primary objective is to get home to your family at the end of the night. Like, that's the goal. So I'm going to always be pro boxing. I'm going to always be pro the fighter. I want for the fighter to be able to go home to his family at the end of the day. And I want for every single fighter to be financially well off for not only themselves but for their families, because they're risking their lives trying to provide for their family and to entertain us all at the same time. And just looking at the situation, Patrick Day is not the first person to pass away in boxing this year. We're seeing way too many cases where guys are in the hospital, or unfortunately they're dying after fights inside of the ring. And as a fan, you have to wonder, can boxing do anything to make the sport safer? And unfortunately, I was talking to my homie My Sports about this, I think yesterday. For all of the ideas you could come up with to make boxing safer, it's not going to mean anything, because at the end of the day, if the WBC decides to implement a rule that would make boxing safer, the IBF may not follow suit. The WBA may not follow suit. The WBO may not follow suit. Until there's one commission overseeing the entire sport of boxing, we can't do anything to actually change the sport and make the sport possibly safer. You could do things like all active fighters have to do a brain scan once a year. You could change the ounces on fighters' gloves. I think fighters that are under 147 wear 8-ounce gloves, above 147 wears 10-ounce gloves. You could have a situation where under 147 wears 10-ounce gloves and over 147 wears 12-ounce gloves. You could implement something like that. I also read an article where They were suggesting standing 8 counts, different protocols as far as drug testing and things of that nature. Me personally, add an extra 20 seconds in between rounds. There's a lot of things that you could do to try to safeguard boxing, but without a commission that has the authority to oversee the entire sport and every sanctioning body has to answer to this commission, it's really nothing that can be done to where the entire sport can be affected in a positive way. And I think that's the one thing that's been holding boxing back, period. Because unfortunately, like I said, if the WBC implements some rules, and if a fighter doesn't like it or a promoter doesn't like it, they just may not fight under the WBC sanctions, and they'll go over to the IBF, they go over to the WBO, they go to the WBA. We can't have a conversation about how we can make the sport safer until we actually have a commission and rules in place that everybody has to answer to. Boxing is the only sport where everybody is almost like an independent contractor. The WBC doesn't have to answer to anybody. The IBF doesn't have to answer to anybody. WBA, WBO, IBO, none of them have to answer to anybody. They're like independent contractors. You know what I'm saying? Every sport has to answer to a commissioner or a governing body, period. Every sport but boxing. And until that changes, there's going to be a lot of holes in boxing. There's going to be a lot of dark moments in boxing as well. So I'm hoping we can change the foundation when it comes down to boxing, and then we can have a discussion about what we can do to make boxing a little bit safer. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.